If you're new to driving and you drive a manual car, you might have a question about when should I change gear? It's quite a complicated question to answer actually, because you have to know what's the right gear for any situation, and you have to get into gear before it's needed, really. So yeah, in this video, I'll try and explain how you know when to change gear. I've got three main methods, and we'll get to them in turn. Plus there's a few extra situations where you might need to consider what to do. But yeah, let's break it down. When should I change gear in a manual car? Before we talk about when to change gear, let's just quickly understand what gears are actually for. Why does a car have gears? Well, it's because an engine is only efficient at a certain speed, and it only makes maximum power at a different speed. So you have to change gears so you can keep the engine at the most efficient speed most of the time, or when you need extra power for things like overtaking or joining a dual carriageway, you can make extra power. You can choose depending on the gear you select. Effectively, it's just like a bicycle. Low gears, like first and second, they provide lots of power, but they don't go very fast. When you get up to speed and you're in fourth, fifth, maybe sixth in some cars, those gears don't provide much power, but they go fast. So you've got a choice. So the easiest way to learn how to change gear, this is just for when you're getting started with driving, is to use the speedometer. You should change gear roughly every 10 miles an hour. So let's say we're going to start off, I'm in first gear, I'll just select that, first gear, check it safe. When I pull away, I've only got to go to 10 in first. When I get to roughly 10, second gear. When I get to roughly 20, third gear. And if I get to 30, and I'm in a 30 limit, so I can't go any faster, I could use fourth gear about here. And then of course, when I slow down again, you have to go back to third at 20. And if I want to go really slow, like under 10, I've really got to use first gear for that, unless I'm getting good at clutch control. So let's do that again. We're in second, doing 15, so that's fine. If I go faster now, change up at 20, change up at 30, and so on. So I go into fourth at 30, fifth at 40, and sixth at 50 if necessary. That's a very simplistic way of looking at it though. And if you stick to that rigidly, you will get caught out, because if you try and go up a hill, those gears aren't suitable. They don't give you enough power. That's actually going to keep the engine quite efficient. You won't use too much fuel driving in that way, but it won't suit all situations. As a quick aside, you might have noticed on the dashboard it's saying up 4. The car is telling me to go up to fourth gear, and I can do that, but the car can't see the roundabout in front of me. So you don't always want to obey the car's prompt. It will, when you're driving at a constant speed, it does know the best gear for that speed, but it can't plan ahead. It doesn't know what's the next thing on the road. So if I stay in third, like it's saying fourth gear, and if I slow down, I'll slow right down now. You shouldn't normally go this slow in fourth, but I will. Car doesn't like it, it's saying no, use third gear. Okay. But really, I should change gear before that happens. That's not a good way of changing gear. Don't rely on the car. If you're cruising, it's fine, but in most other situations, it's probably not the best gear to use. So that's one way of looking at it, just using the speedo. But let me show you how you know when you're in the wrong gear. So how do I know when I'm in too high a gear? So if I go to fifth now, which is the wrong gear for this speed, the engine is turning too slowly. And it doesn't like it. I can feel the car is shaking slightly. You can see on the rev counter we're doing less than 1,000 revs per minute, which is not the right amount. I'm going to try and go around this roundabout in 5th gear. It is not going to like it. I'm braking a little bit. I can feel the car shaking. And if I try and go any faster, it's got no power. My foot is down, look, and it's not doing anything. It will get going eventually, but it hates it. So that's when you're in too high a gear. If you feel those things, go down a gear. Now let's go the opposite. I'm going to go right back to 1st and go too fast. So if you're in too high a gear, you can hear the engine. It sounds horrible. Look at the rev counter, nearly 5,000 RPM. This is not the right gear for this speed. The car isn't going to stall, but you are wasting so much fuel. It's horrible. I can't even do it anymore. I'll use 2nd. Oh, poor car. So yeah, if you're going too fast for the gear, the engine will sound noisy and you'll just be wasting loads of fuel. It doesn't harm the car, but it's not good for it. If you're going too slow again, you'll feel the car shaking and it will have no power, there'll be no responsiveness. So we've got to choose a gear in the middle to try and be in the right gear for each situation. So, once you're not a new driver anymore and you'd like to move away from using the speedometer, which is a very simple way of doing things, let's start to listen to the engine and use the rev counter. On the left of this car, you've got a rev counter, tells us how fast the engine is going. You can see that we're currently at 2,000 RPM, and that's an okay speed for a petrol engine to be at. That's not bad, that's reasonably efficient. We could go a little slower or faster, but that's not bad. If we try and stay around 2,000, that's going to be about right for most situations. So as I go faster now, when I go above 2, I'm going to change up a gear to bring it back to 2. And if I go slower and I notice the revs are going down, I don't want to get to 1. As we saw earlier, it doesn't work too well. So I'll go down a gear to bring the revs up. I can do it again, look. It just depends on how much power you think you need. Ideally, we want to drive efficiently and smoothly. We don't want to waste fuel too much. But in some situations, we will need extra power. If I need to accelerate harder, I'll take it a bit higher. I went to 4,000 then, and I'm quickly changing up though, once I've reached the speed that I want. This is a 40 limit, so I want to go near that. Again, once I reach my cruising speed, get it nearer to 2,000. So you could say in a petrol car, change up at 3,000 and change down once you go under 2,000. So I'm going to slow down now. Look, I'm going under 2,000 revs. I can feel the car wants a lower gear, so I've dropped it to 2nd. 2nd's a great gear for most junctions. Just sometimes we'll need 3rd or 1st, but usually 2nd gear is the best junction gear. And as I go faster again, look, change up. And you don't have to be exact. 3.5 is fine. Change up again. And I'd keep doing that as we went faster and faster. If I went on a national speed limit road, I'd keep changing up until I reached my speed, and I'd try and get it into 5th or maybe 6th to be more efficient. All right, and then the 3rd way of knowing when to change gear is use your experience. This only comes with time, but eventually you start to get used to your car. You start to just get used to when it likes to change gear. You can predict the situation ahead. I can see the national speed limit signs are coming, so I could change up to 4th now. That would be an option, but actually I'm going to stay in 3rd and use that to accelerate the car because it's better in a lower gear, and then change up. So I had more power available. Low gears, I give you more power, but they use more fuel. So you have to choose. When should I be efficient? When should I use the power? In fact, I'm going to join the dual carriageway. Let's do that. So 2nd for the roundabout. Because I can see I'm going to have to stop, I'll select 1st. I like to do it just before I stop. So I'm ready to go. So here we go, I'm joining a slip road. I'll keep changing up every time I get to 3,000. Just got to wait for this bend. won't cut the corner like the other driver did. Looks pretty good, so I'll change up. Change up. So I'm into fifth now, and I'm doing 60, but look, I'm at nearly 3,000. If I move it down to sixth or up to sixth gear, the revs come down to 2,000, that's more efficient. So yeah, a petrol engine is happy probably between 1,500 revs and 2,500 revs if you're on flat ground and cruising. But there are many variables. If you're driving a diesel car, they don't need to rev as high. You can probably reduce those numbers slightly. And again, you get to hear and feel what you think your engine likes. Right now, everything feels smooth, which is what you want. That should give better fuel economy. On the other hand, if I need to climb up a hill, if I want to overtake now, I would want more power. So let's say I want to overtake this van. I'm not going to do it in sixth gear. I'm going to drop to a fourth. More power. Oh, I shouldn't speed though. Blimey. So yes, lower gears for more power, but they will use more fuel. Higher gears for more efficiency, but it's no good for overtaking. While it seems like a lot to think about, because obviously we're doing lots of other things when we're driving, like steering and mirrors and everything else, eventually you do get used to it. You don't really think about it that much. Your subconscious takes the job over, and it isn't really such an effort. Funnily enough, people don't often fail their driving tests for gear-related problems. By the time you get to a test, it's usually taken care of, and it's not an issue. The most common reason, if you didn't know, is not looking properly at junctions. So I'm going to look very carefully at the next junction, because it's still national speed limit, and I don't want to pull out in front of somebody. I'm coming down to second. There we go. I'm going to pre-select first, before I stop. Have a good look. There we go. And now I'm in a 30 zone. I'm back to efficient driving, keeping the revs low, being efficient, saving fuel. If you're good at saving fuel, you can probably get an extra 50 miles per tank full over somebody that doesn't care about fuel and uses low gears all the time. So it's worth driving gently when you need to. I could be in second gear now, but I'd rather use third because it's just smoother. I can see the congestion up ahead, so I'm going to drop into second before I get there, so I'm ready. Second gear is a great gear for residential areas because it can go really slowly, right down to about 10 miles an hour without even touching the clutch, or a bit slower if you're good at clutch control. I rarely use first unless I fully stop. But if you need to, third gear can certainly go up to 30, or sometimes up to 60 if you really want to accelerate quickly. But yeah, we won't be doing that around here. Here we go, back into first. The idea with selecting first just before you stop is that if the other cars move away, or if the traffic light changes just before you stop the car, you don't need to stop. You can just keep rolling. Just engage the clutch and off you go again. So to recap then, maybe use the speedo to start with, change up and down every 10 miles an hour. But as you gain experience, start to use the rev counter, start to listen to the engine, and start to think about the situation you're in. If you need to go up a hill, you need more power. If you're just cruising, you want to save fuel and use a higher gear. If you want to overtake somebody, like a hill, you need extra power, use a lower gear. So if I want to accelerate more now, I drop to fourth. It gives me more power. Nice. But I went straight back to sixth gear afterwards to save fuel. So try not to think about exact numbers. Just try and feel what the car wants. Try and get the engine to work with you to give you the power you need. I'm just about to join a dual carriageway, so I'm going to use lower gears and go faster than usual. There we are, 4,000 revs. And I can hear the engine. But as soon as I get to my cruising speed, I change up a gear. Let's see what fifth is. That's a bit better. But if your car has sixth, maybe use that. And we're back to 2,000, which is a nice amount for a petrol engine to be. So try that in your own car. Try and listen to the engine, use the rev counter, try and consider the situation you're in. Hopefully you'll find yourself in the right gear most of the time. Anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for staying to the end. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you've got any questions at all, comment below. I'm the one you're speaking to, so I'll reply myself. Anyway, thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye-bye.
If you found this video interesting, then please visit our channel, as there are over 200 more tutorial videos to help you improve your driving. If you would like to help us make new videos, then please consider becoming a member of our channel. Thanks for watching.